Hello everyone. Today I am going to discuss about the water treatment theory and design of intake structure. In today's lecture we will discuss about the selection of intake structures and treatment on water. Let us start with the first point, selection of intake. The main function of intake work is to collect the water from surface source and then discharge water so collected means the discharge water from the source like river, lake, canal can be collected in structure is called the intake structure, and this is the main function of intake structure. Then this water pump or directly to the water treatment plant, directly supply to the water treatment plant. Intakes are the structure which essentially consist of opening, grating or strainer through which the raw water from river, canal, reservoir enter and is carried to sump well. The water from the sump well is pumped through the raising main to the treatment plant or up to the treatment plant. Means these water are collected from the source like a canal, river, reservoir up to the intake structure. Then this intake structure pump out the water and pass through up to the treatment plant where the treatment of water is take place. Selection of site for the intake works. Now the points should be kept in your mind while selection of intake work. The best quality of water should be available at the site so that it can be easily and economically purified in less time by giving less load on the treatment plant. Means if we want to select the best quality of water, it should be available at the site so it can be easily purified. Second point is, at the site there should not be heavy current of water which might endanger the safety of intake works. The site should be such that the intake can draw sufficient quantity of water even in the worst condition when the discharge of the source is minimum. If the discharge in a dry climate, if the discharge of source is minimum, it is easy or that site must contain the sufficient quantity of water. The site of intake should be easily approachable without any obstruction. The site should be such that the intake work can draw more quantity of water if required in future. That is, there should be sufficient scope in future. The site should not be located in navigation channels because such water is polluted and contaminated by different ingredients. As far as possible, the selection of the site should be near the treatment work. It will reduce the cost, time from the source of water work. As far as possible, the intake should not be located in the vicinity of the point of sewage disposal. If at all it becomes necessary due to unavoidable reasons to locate intake in the close proximity of the sewage disposal, a weir should be constructed upstream of the disposal point, and the intake should be located in the upstream site of the weir. At the site, sufficient quantity should be available for the future expansion of the water work. In case of river which mean or change their water course or the discharge, reduce considerably, a diversion weir of a barrage should be constructed, which will ensure sufficient quantity of water around the intake. After taking all precautions and locating the best site of intake, the quality of water will be affected by a temperature, seasonal turnover, current due to wind, and so many other factors affecting on it. Site should be so selected that it may admit water even under the worst condition of flow of the river. In general, it is perfectly that intake should be sufficient below the source line. Site should be very close to treatment plant as possible as. It should be so located that it is free from pollution. It is better to provide intake at upper stream of city so that the water is not contaminated. It should not interfere with river traffic and other. Now the next point is the water treatment theory and design. Means if the water is collected from intake source up to the intake source, then again the next step is it reach up to the treatment plant. So there the treatment is take place, and then this water is ready for the given or supply to the different sources like a city, fire, industry, etc. The wastewater treatment plant is the facility in which the combination of various processes like physical, chemical, biological take place and are used to treat industrial wastewater and remove the pollutant called as treatment. Mean the industrial wastewater goes the treatment where all the pollutants or ingredients or different material which are harmful to us are removed here, and then this water is allowed to use. This is called the treatment of water. Now these are include various steps. First one is the screens, then gilt removal, aeration, plain and secondary sedimentation, filtration, disinfection, tertiary treatment, and water softening. These are the various processes which are take place on polluted water or the wastewater, and then again these water are in use. Then let us see the first one, aeration. The aeration removes odor and taste due to volatile gases like hydrogen sulfide and due to algae and related organisms. Means whenever in water hydrogen sulfide, carbon dioxide, algae, other biological particles are present in water, then it gives the change in taste and or it gives the odor due to chemical reaction. So that by using the aeration process we can remove the odor and change its taste. Aeration also oxidize iron and manganese, increase dissolved oxygen content in a water, remove CO2 and reduce corrosion and remove the methane and other flammable gases. Whenever there is the water which is industrial waste, it includes the all chemical ingredients in water which may be causing pollution of earth crust. It may be a flammable. It consists of CO2 and other. But whenever it undergoes the aeration process, then the oxidation of iron and manganese take place, which is the main impurity present in water, which is get reduced, and the quantity of dissolved oxygen is increased due to aeration process. So that in aeration, carbon dioxide, which is responsible for the corrosion, means we know that whenever the carbon dioxide present in a water, then it reacts with water and forming the carbonic acid H2CO3, which is the reason for the corrosion of metal. So it can be removed by this process. It also removes the methane and other flammable gases, so that this water may be under the reuse. Principle of Third point, the principle of treatment underlines on the fact that volatile gases in water escape into atmosphere from air water interface, and atmospheric oxygen take their place in water, provided the water body can expose itself over a vast surface to the atmosphere. This process continue until an equilibrium is reached, depending on the partial pressure of each specific gas in the atmosphere. There are subtypes of aerations. First one is the gravity aeration, fountain aeration, diffuse aeration, and mechanical aeration, or it also called the aerators. Then the first one is the gravity aerators. In gravity aerators, the water is allowed to fall by gravity such that a large area of water is exposed to atmosphere, sometimes aided by turbulence. Means in this one, the water is allowed to spray in air, and so that by applying a gravitational force, it comes on earth and or in a plant, so that the large area of water is exposed to the atmosphere where the CO2 or the other gases get volatile and it becomes the gases free. Second one is the fountain aerator. These are also known as the spray aerator, with special nozzle to produce a fine spray. Each nozzle is 2.5 to 4 cm diameter, discharging about 18 to 36 liter per hour. The nozzle spacing should be such that each cubic meter of water has aerator area of 0.03 to 0.09 meter square for 1 hour. Then diffuse aerators. It is also called injection aerators. It consists of a tank with perforated pipe, tubes or diffuser plate fixed at the bottom to the release fine air bubble from compressor unit. The tank depth is kept as 3 to 4 meter and tank width is kept as 1.5 times its depth. If the depth is more, the diffuser must be placed at 3 to 4 meter depth below the water surface. The time of aeration is 10 to 30 minutes and 0.2 to 0.4 liters of air is required for 1 liter of water. Last one is the mechanical aerator. The mixing pedals as in flocculation are used. The pedals may be either submerged or at the surface. This is called the mechanical aerators. Means the mechanically the water are pressed by using the pedals, the mixing, and then again this one the submerged or at the surface water, then the gases and the other particles are get removed. Then the filtration. The resultant water after sedimentation will not be pure and many may contain some very fine suspended particles and bacteria in it. To remove or to reduce the remaining impurities still further, the water is filtered through the beds of a fine granulated material such as sand, gravel, etc. The process of passing the water through the bed of such a granular material is called as filtration. Now, the mechanism of filtration. There are some four mechanisms. First is the sedimentation. The mechanism of sedimentation is due to the force of gravity and the associate setting velocity of particles, which causes it to cross the streamlines and reach the collector. Second step, interception. The interception of particles is common for large particles. If a large enough particles flow the streamline that lie very close to media surface, it will hit the media grains and be captured. Third step is the Brownian diffusion. The diffusion towards the media granules occurs for very small particles. This process is occur for the small particles such as viruses. The particles move randomly about within the fluid due to thermal gradients. This mechanism is only important for the particles with a diameter or the particles which having a diameter less than 1 micron. When they are moved randomly, that is called the Brownian movement, so that this diffusion is called the Brownian diffusion. Next is the inertia. The attachment by inertia occurs when the larger particles move fast enough to travel of their streamlines and bump into media grains. This is called inertia, means having a more velocity of that particles which are move fast one. Then filter material. Sand, either fine or coarse, is generally used as a filter media. The size of sand is measured and expressed by a term called the effective size. This effective size is diameter is d10, may be defined as the size of the sieves in mm, through which the 10% of the sample of a sand by weight will pass. The uniformity in size or a degree of variations in size of the particles is measured and expressed in terms is called as the uniformity coefficient. This uniformity coefficient, that is d60 by d10, may be defined as the ratio of sieves size in mm through which the 60% of sample of a sand will pass to the effective size of the sand. Next is the gravel. The layers of sand may be supported on a gravel, means the particles of this one is the more larger than as compared to sand, which permits the filter water to move freely to the under drains and allow the wash water to move uniformly upwards. The other materials, instead of using a sand, sometimes the another materials used for the filter media like a anthracite is made from the anthracite, which is a type of coal stone that burn without smoke or flames. It is cheaper as and has been able to give a high rate filtration. This anthracite is a type of one of the type of coal, and that coal is used for the filtration so that the minute particles of present in water can be adsorbed on that coal. Then the types of filter. Slow sand filter. They consist of fine sand supported over a gravel. They capture particles near the surface of the bed and are usually cleaned by scraping away the top layer of the sand that contain the particles. Second, the rapid sand filter. They consist of a larger sand grains supported by a gravel and capture particles throughout the bed. They are cleaned by backwashing water through the bed to lift out the particles. Last one is the multimedia filter. It consists of two or more layers of different granular material with different densities. In generally, the anthracite coal, sand and gravel are used for this process. The different layers of anthracite, sand and gravel are combined. It may provide the more versatile collection than the single sand layer. Because of the different in densities, the layers stay neatly separated even after backwashing. Means if after filtration method or after purifying the water, we can reuse by just washing these materials and again separated out to forming a layer. This one is the filtration method. Hope so you understanding all the points of designing of intake structure. Then the two methods of water treatment. The remaining water treatment method we'll see in the next